Good day. Welcome to episode 3 of my Exile DLC attempt. I keep sticking with the word attempt because I don't know what's going to happen. We just arrived in Marrakesh and I still have 59 years available. We're going to upgrade the knife's secret in this episode. I got a nice proposition about that during in a comment lately, and I also figure that in this area here, I need this. So, can I get something of that? No. Well, we could get a radical connection out of the holy men. So right now we don't have really much to do with that. We can use the aspects of that, but well, I can't change. I need to take a stroll around Marrakesh. So let's see. This time I'm going to fight harder. Every time I flee from somewhere, I'm going to try and fight back harder and longer. I don't know what the developers had in mind in terms of your progression curve in this game and such, but hey, we got rid of our first wound. These wounds are not that horrible. I mean, they are actually useful as a aspect of something, and we immediately created the trace. But we can bring a discrete office up. That's pretty useful as well. So I would need assistance, so I can use these guys, and if I get another connection I can sniff out the trace. That would be really good. Let's see what will happen now. We're going to keep exploring, I think. I need more money though. I'm already pretty low on funds. And this time I'm going to spy out my next retreat point a little bit earlier. Let's see what happens there. I even lost my medical credentials. That's really sad. So I can relax in here. Let's see what relaxing will do. So I'm waiting for the knife's secret cooldown to recover. So there's a peculiar priority in the Gulf of Morbihan, as far west as you can go without crossing the Greater Sea. Perhaps my foe won't find me there, and if he does, perhaps it's time to make a stand. So, that's really interesting. So this is a remote place. Okay, so traveling to this destination is more expensive, but will earn you obscurity. So we had that a while ago too. So, okay, aspect map's edge. This time may come when I can run no further. Okay. So, possibly I don't want to go there. So it's a good thing that I sniffed this out first. I don't know, I feel like this is a good idea to go this direction. So we're going to explore Marrakesh a little bit more. So there we go. But maybe the priority of captains will be useful at some point. I don't know yet. So some contentment, I see. Okay, so let's check out what we can do here. I don't know what kind of things we would need to facilitate the holy men, but yeah. So I can sell off the discrete office for its worth back. I really didn't use my options to its full extent when I started here. So, but I expected as much. we're going to go for the official connection here. And maybe I'm able to sniff out the traces on me with that. So there we go. There's an official connection. And I'm going to try that. So here we go. I want to see if I can keep the Reckoners away from me for a longer time this time. So, oh, we're going to watch the dawn. Produce some things we might be using later. Alright. Tranquility never is a bad thing. So, but I can't do much here. It's really troubling me a little bit here. So, I'm having an obscurity. That's a nice thing to have. And there goes the next trace. A quiet warehouse. I can lease a space. Okay. But I don't have money to pay that. I could pay that with these. Okay, let's do that. The other question is how to deal with the trace this time, but I mean, nothing's forever, hey? So I have a quiet warehouse now. Great. So I can sell this place and nothing else. Oh dear. It's, this DLC is a rather rough experience. I feel like I'm permanently on the run. I feel permanently unsafe, and there's a certain pressure on me. I really don't like. A grand townhouse. So, entertain guests. Okay, so this is something we won't be using anytime too early, I'd say. So, I don't want to travel to the Priory of Captains. I'm not going to look for another place to flee for now, because I'm going to wait until people are on my heels again before I do that. So, let's check for more clues. So, Marrakesh is full of real estate opportunities, like it's not possible for me to do anything with that, so let's start this. Let's dive into the arts of the occult. Cats. Okay. Found a place bristling with excitable cats. Okay. So, even my foe has weaknesses, but he guarded them carefully. Discover what distractions will work against your foe, and you'll be able to choose the most advantageous place to fight him. Okay, so we are in... I see. So, there's the other way to end this game, the Defiance. So we created another trace. What a shame. Caput gerat lupinum, they used to say of outlaws. This is the line of division, or something like that. Latin was never my strong point. I'm on the wrong side of that line of division now, but perhaps that's also an opportunity. So, this is a way of dealing with this problem as well. I could just kill the guy who's my problem. So, the Corrivelity. The Corrivelity is the 10 Guinea word that adepts use to mean both the Edge Hours and the Edge Hours endless striving. Like most reckoners, I've stayed well away from all that. Alright, so, this would be the way of initiating the final fight, I'd say. I'm not right there yet. So, Trembling Heat. Interesting. So... can find out exactly what through experimentation or revelation. So I'm having a hard time finding out what's going on here, but we're going to see what lies beyond Marrakesh, because I can't imagine that the traces I have here will be harmless forever. Granada. So what's with that? I've had dealings with a gallery owner in Granada. Last year she invited me to stay with her, so I'm going to keep that as an option. We're going to need 1 unit of cash, and that's something I don't have yet right now. It's concerning me a little bit, but well. So, if I were to learn something more about the protections that my foe uses, I might be even able to duel him if he were alone, and if I had some reason to believe I could actually defeat him in single combat. So, obviously this is nothing we can start here, so I don't know where to upgrade the knife's secret for now, but the game definitely tries to imply to me that right now I would need to find some means to defeat my enemy. So let's see. Opportunity. Purchase a mutilated manuscript. A lantern curio. Well, I would love to. So we're going to sell a year for some cash. And I think I'm going to liquidate my warehouse if I have to flee to Granada. I guess that's a good thing to do. So we could go for a connection with a holy man. So the holy man wants some stolen time from me, but we're going to do that. I mean, obviously I run out of time, and something deep down tells me that the amount of years I can get in this game are very, very limited. So if I'm even able to get more stolen years or such, I really need to improvise a ways of earning money. So we have a venue and run a faith healing cult. I can bring genuine healing miracles to a congregation. So, okay. I don't know if we're not a little bit late on that, because I'm having a lot of traces generated by now. So, but then again, I decided to fight back harder, didn't I? So I think we should be able to do that. We should be able to deal with this. So this time I don't want to run away, but I also want to buy that stuff. So we're going to run that that faith healing cult. So there we go. So far, yeah, here go the Reckoners. But I have a lot of things to defend myself with. So we can reserve that. Yeah, okay. So we're going to need 4 units of moth or So let's see, do I have any moth aspects? So there are some moth aspects. Tranquility is hard, not grail. Sad. So these are prices, I see. Well, well. I'm not ought to kill somebody, so I'm going to use the cats here. So there we go. And obviously I want to... Okay, I did that already. So we have another challenge here. The Trembling Heat offers Grail. Grail is also something we can use. Okay. Oh, a sunset. Let's contemplate on that. So I want to contemplate on the Defiance here. This is what I prefer much more over just fleeing. I don't want to run away. I don't want to run away for the rest of my existence. This is not what we're ought to. I mean, I guess the priority of captains is way ahead of me. There's rage. Beware of the fury of a patient man. So we have now aspects of heart and knife. These will help me against the Reckoner's next attack. That's good. So sadly I don't have the wealth to do anything out of that, but the search. So they are looking for me, and traces are piling up. Hall of Brass Mirrors. The Marabout Navil spends much of his time here, although he denies being the service of the lionsmith. The greatest lion is the lion who has overcome himself, he helpfully insists. So we're going to check out this place. So the lionsmith's shrines are bright with the scent of hot brass and rank with scent of big cats. I can learn more of the battle techniques of the edge here. That sounds exactly what like something I want to do. So here we go. 4 traces are quite a lot by now, but the enemy is hesitative. That's good. Hesitant, sorry. Not hesitative. It's actually not a word, I think. Okay, so we now have to do a challenge which we need to counter with moth or lantern. So I don't know if I'm actually able to bring up any of those. No, none. So this has to just pass away, I think. Alright. I wonder how much trouble it'll bring to me that I've scouted out Granada that early, but we're going to see. Bied's lesson. Bied said blood can be replenished, time cannot. Bied knew what he was about. So I've upgraded this one here, so that's good. That's really, really good. We got stronger. Purchase a profane weapon. Alright, awesome. I really want to stay here in Marrakesh long enough to reap the rewards of my faith healing cult, because last time I didn't achieve anything, but time is running out. They're getting on my heels here, but I really want to buy myself a weapon. This makes me feel better, you know. So we missed a challenge there. We found a profane weapon. That's another thing we're going to have available against the Reckoners. So there's an underworld connection. I don't mind, but I don't want to spend too many years on that. So next up is Moth or Winter. I'm not too convinced that I'm going to be able to bring up so many units of this aspect, so I'm not going to try. So these opportunities, I can't do anything with them. Trace number 6. So medical credentials, well, no thanks. So now the Reckoners are approaching, and I have to take care of the situation here. So there we go. Let's see what happens now. The first time I get a completed operation, there's faith. I've passed a place of worship, so let's see what we achieved here. That's something that'll burn up in a sec. Quiet warehouse. The connection with the holy man has passed, and we've gathered 2 units of cash. Okay, not bad. So with these things available, I'm going to sell the quiet warehouse, and we're starting our trip to Granada, because I really am afraid of what's going to happen next. So oh, I can't leave a city while I'm experiencing rage. So well, the rage will protect me from my enemies anyway, so we can hang around Marrakesh a little bit longer, I'd say. So I can't defend myself with rage. So the Reckoner's operative is going after my assets. So I can only give something against that. A connection with the radicals, the underworld, the official or ruler. So they'll destroy a random asset if I don't. I mean, I can't. I'm not going to destroy. It's okay. That's 1 unit of money I need. I don't need to carry around with me. So there we go. Echidna. Here, at the desert's edge, Echidna doesn't always bother with human form. With luck, I'll never see what shape she prefers. Like me, the Ligaeans are criminals and fugitives. Unlike me, they've been cursed eternally because they devoured their children fresh from their womb. Still, perhaps we can find some common ground. So, I'm gonna bring her a gift, so we're going to bring her a stolen decade. And these guys are ought to sabotage me. Ligeia remembers. Sit down, sweetie, let's have a chat. Add an unknown foe's weakness to learn its nature. If you don't, the Ligaean will give you a gift, or eat a Reckoner without leaving a trace. Alright, awesome. So, of course I remember him. I knew your mother too. I had high hopes of her once. Yeah, I think it's about time to prepare our flight to Granada as well, because you know, it's cool and everything. We found a weakness of our enemy. Horned Axe's disfavor. The horned axe does not favor my foe, and where its shadow falls, he hesitates. But he doesn't have any especial fear of the other ours. So okay, we got that, and we arrived at Granada. Mirea's place is in the Albaykin, which in the original Arabic means the place at the very top of all the hills. After you've been traveling all day and none of the streets are lit. What a wonderful place. So there's Mirea, my weapon, some money, and Granada. So I mean, I would say I achieved something. Meeting this woman was certainly something which brought me ahead. And we're going to see what Granada has to offer. I'm going to end this episode here, so we're going to explore Granada in the next episode. Feel free to drop me a comment down below. The hint with the knife aspect was very helpful. Thanks for that. And yeah, feel also free to support this video and me by liking it, sharing it with your friends, or even subscribing to my channel. Would make me super happy, but I don't mind if you don't. See you guys next time. Bye bye.